In the heart of the American South, emerging from some of the darkest days in American history, something beautiful is born. Blues.
There's nothing that you're listening to music-wise that hasn't started with this music.
Sometimes called the devil's music, blues is the spine which gives life to the nervous system that is the music industry today.
The blues is it's like the grandfather of anything and everything, rock, pop, or otherwise.
The story of blues begins in the Deep South, where it takes root in the form of work songs and chants, where slaves sung on the plantations spiritual songs about work, life, and hope. Following emancipation in the 1860s, these musical styles developed in places known as juke joints. These are establishments where black workers could come to relax, socialise, sing and dance, since Jim Crow laws prohibited their attendance in white establishments. It was in these juke joints that blues as we know it today was born, and no place had more influence over blues than Muscle Shoals in Alabama. Muscle Shoals is the home of Fame Studios, and it was at these studios that some of the biggest names in blues recorded their first hits, Queen of Soul Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett and Clarence Carter, to name a few. The Muscle Shoals style fused hillbilly, blues, rock and roll, soul, country and gospel to create a sound that would become one of the most influential sounds in American history. Fame Studios used a pool of musicians to play backup to the blues artists, and you might be surprised to learn that they were mostly white. In particular, a band called the Swampers played underneath many early blues recordings. When people inquired why they sound black, their guitarist Jimmy Johnson said that it was the greatest compliment anyone could give them. Blues soon became known by another name, the devil's music. Blues themes of hardship, rebellion and sensuality often clashed with the institutional, religious and moral norms. But music's raw emotional power and the nocturnal, often rowdy nature of its juke joints led to its association with sin and the devil. The devil's music label, rather than diminishing its appeal, enhanced the mystique and allure of the blues, embedding it deeper into the cultural consciousness. So, with attitudes towards blues back in those times being especially negative, associations with sin and the devil, and blues players being seen as a rebellious counterculture, you might say that to create a blues album would be looking for trouble.
Sass this fucking thing.
And what's the password, John?
With a capital.
Here's to a great session, and John, I want to give this to you here at the bridge.
Throw it up there, buddy.
All right.
I'm driving a very large vehicle. I have my eyes closed right now.
I hope some screwball.
Where did the Rolling Stones stay when they were in Muscle Shoals? It's like, oh, the Holiday Inn. Can you imagine the look on the person's face at the fucking counter? Mick Jagger and Keith Richards walk in. Yeah, we need some friends.
You feel like I ain't nowhere, but stop what you're doing. Come over here. I prove to you, baby, that
It's beautiful. It's just got a great vibe. First thing I did, came in, closed my eyes, said a prayer.
Man, that's rough.
See, there's no bullshit here. That's a good sign. Sky Dog. You're right here.
Dang. Very cool. Very good vibes right out the gate. Yeah. We're gonna make an album here.
We're here at the studio today. We're making some music.
There's a song called Crossroads. It was written by a guy named Robert Johnson. There's all of this mystery and this enigma around Robert Johnson. This guy used to come and watch these other artists play, and he would want to get up and jam with them, and he was just horrible. Couldn't play guitar to save his life. At which point he disappeared for about a year, and legend has it that he went to the Crossroads in Mississippi and sold his soul to the devil to be the greatest guitar player ever. He came back and they said he was suddenly like this freak of nature on guitar. For those of you who are familiar with the 27 Club, Robert Johnson's the first member of the 27 Club. He was 27 years old when he died. So there's this really cool myth, enigma about Robert Johnson, like maybe he did sell his soul to the devil. He started writing and traveling, and a very small library of music he put together in a very brief period of time, and one of the songs was Crossroads.
I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees.
The thing about a lot of these blues guys, it's kind of sad, but a lot of them didn't make any money. They recorded all these songs, and the record labels at the time and publishing wasn't as tuned in as it is now. There was really no laws or protections to keep people from ripping other artists off. So a lot of these artists, once you read about them, it's crazy, but they died penniless or close to it.
Enjoy, man. It's where the Allman Brothers were at. Dwayne Allman was standing in here. About a 99% chance you're standing where Dwayne Allman was standing at some point.
There's a 100% chance that no matter where you stand in here, that Dwayne slept there.
Yeah, the beginnings of Dwayne Allman, man. The most special cat.
Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker. It was released in April or May of 1962, probably one of his bigger hits. It was kind of a staple in his set. And the cool thing about it is, his version it's just beyond cool. Just the tonality in his voice and everything. And a lot of people don't realize that when he sings it, he's like boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. He's got this other phrase where it goes, or how, how.
Mm-hmm. How. Hey. Come on home.
It's funny, like just those little phrases influenced Billy Gibbons on the song LaGrange for ZZ Top. So this is another song that, back then they didn't have the publishing and the royalties. It wasn't as set and concrete as it is today. It was just borrowing to make your idea awesome. I wouldn't be able to do it now. It's not like I could write a song and, use the phrase, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Not gonna work. But this is something that was kind of prevalent with the blues stuff. There's a thing in the original version. I like the way you walk. I like the way you talk. And when you walk that walk and talk that talk, boom, 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 boom. And we kind of noticed that there was a song that we grew up listening to that used almost the same phrasing. Black Betty, everybody remembers the Ram Jam version. I am old enough to remember the original recording when it came out in the 70s. A lot of you guys know it from the movie Blow.
Whoa, Black Betty, bam lamb. Whoa, Black Betty, bam lamb. Black Betty had a child, bam lamb. The damn thing gone wild.
But when you go back and you listen to the original recording, this guy Leadbelly, his version, it's weird there's no music. And you start to realize that some of these songs are all just old traditional numbers that a lot of the slaves used to sing in the fields when they were picking cotton. You know, I was just sitting there trying to figure out, what does Black Betty mean? Is it about a woman? Is it about, nobody really knows. They think Black Betty referred to either booze or the penitentiary wagon that they used to carry the prisoners back and forth to the fields. One of the other things that they think the song was in reference to was the master's whip. These songs are so rich with not a good history, but a history.
I don't think the guitar solo should be exactly like the harp.
I do.
It should go,
Whatever you want.
it should hit the, it should be like the verse, right? Shouldn't it?
So you're saying, so the harp is not like the verse, though.
Oh, I think it should be.
The history in this place is insane.
There isn't a studio in the world more steeped in music history than Fame Studios.
And of course we have our ties to the Allman Brothers, and of course Aretha, she cut her very first hit record here in our recording studio. People like Wilson Pickett, Land of a Thousand Dances. This guy right here, Jimmy Hughes, he recorded the very first song in Fame, Steal Away, and ended up being a hit 4 years later, which is just incredible. So, you know, we've been here for 60 years and been making records ever since.
It was actually founded above a drugstore in Florence, Alabama as Florence, Alabama Music Enterprises. And it wasn't until the following year that it would move to Muscle Shoals as the shortened Fame Studios.
So here you have, let me see, over here, well, look at this. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, back in the day. We have George Strait. We got, here's Etta James.
Fame Studios would go on to create a sound that is arguably one of the most influential sounds in music history, all guided by the legendary Rick Hall, who became known as the founder of the Muscle Shoals sound.
So this is Rick Hall, the guy that started this, and he's standing out in the parking lot where we took some photos earlier, and that's Mr. Greg Almond. Almond, not Almond. Mr. Steven Tyler apparently recorded a version of Brown Sugar here with Nuno Betancourt. There's Marie Osmond. There's the Osmond brothers.
A sign above the entrance reads, "Through these doors walk the finest musicians, songwriters, artists and producers in the world." Even a quick glance at a list of records produced here will prove that to be true.
And here's some of the Billboard Grammys and stuff. Look at that, 60 years of recording in this building. Oh my God, dude. Little Richard. You kidding me right now?
Yeah, he recorded his last charting song in here, Greenwood, Mississippi, over in Studio A.
Definitely some history in this place. I hope the mojo in here just actually makes me a better singer, and hopefully my penis will grow as well. I'm Ready by Muddy Waters. There's a funny story about this. I've always thought the song was great. It's just really killer blues progression. song was written and recorded in 1954. Muddy Waters recorded it, but it was written by Willie Dixon. But the funny story about that is Muddy Waters was getting ready to go do some shows, and his harmonica player actually showed up a day early. And apparently they were only going to do like 1 or 2 gigs somewhere, and this guy had this huge suitcase. Later that night, they went out drinking. Muddy Waters and Willie Dixon, they were all together. They were ribbing the guy about having a huge suitcase for only like 1 gig. And he goes, yeah, but I'm ready. I'm as ready as anybody will be. And Muddy Waters looked at Willie Dixon and he said, that's a song, man. That's a song title. You know, the rest is history.
I just want to be aware of what's going on.
If I know what's in front of you and I do hear something, I'll know what to say, you know?
Hey, John. I mean, do you like that sound? He likes it.
We just finished up recording a song called Going Down. Now, Going Down, I remember it from hearing Jeff Beck do it. That was the first time I heard the song. And then Stevie Ray Vaughan did it. So we went back and we listened, and all of us thought that Freddie King was the originator of the song. But in all actuality, it was a guy named Don Nix. That song has been done by everybody, but it's just badass. Jeff Beck's version is insane. Stevie Ray Vaughan's version is insane. The Rolling Stones covered it. Deep Purple covered it. There's a list of people that did it. If you get a chance, look up on YouTube Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jeff Beck playing Going Down. It's insane. Anyway, Freddie King was probably the first. He had a huge success with the song. His version is insane as well. His vocal performance is unbelievable. So as a singer, I just love his version. Thrill is Gone, obviously the B.B. King song that most people know it by, but the song was actually written in 1959 by Roy Hawkins and Rick Dornell. They were these West Coast blues guys. They wrote the song and they actually put it out, and I think it reached maybe number 6 on the Billboard R&B charts. It's considered a slow minor. Instead of major chords, it's minor chords, but it's a very slow minor blues song. B.B. King obviously heard it, and he decided to re-record it in 1969. He recorded it in December of 1969. He actually won Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. It's such a huge song for him that Rolling Stone magazine actually said that it's one of the top 500 songs of all time. It's so good. I listen to it. It's got so much emotion and blues and just soul in it. It's insane.
today we really finished something special with this last song. And I feel good about going home now.
We had a great time here at Fame Studios. Everybody was very hospitable. And the town of Muscle Shoals is fucking awesome. So hopefully we can come back down here again sometime soon. And actually I did apply for the janitor job so that, you know, you never know. Whatever, but we had a great time. Thank you guys.
No drama, nothing like that. Just getting music, you know, down the way we want it. So I'm very happy with it. I can't wait to hear it all with all the bells and whistles and all the trimmings mixed and mastered and pumping. So
We had to dig super deep. I definitely needed to dig deep to get what I was hoping for, and it was scary sometimes. You know, I was like, oh man, can I do this? You know, like, but I really wanted to do it. I really wanted to get some great moments, and I'm very proud of what we did, and I'm really proud of Marty and Evan and Fredrickson team together, and they brought everything out of everybody. It's so cool.
We had a blast doing this record. It was so much fun. Everybody here at Fame has been amazing to us. Anyway, love you guys. See ya. This is a Stairway to Heaven, Sweet Home Alabama, and Home Sweet Home free zone.